Hey, what's up, guys? It's Grim. We're talking season 6 finale Game of Thrones today, friends. It's here. It happened. Everyone that watched Universal, holy shit. I lost count of the holy shit moments in the finale. Damn. It's like a complete loss for words at describing the whole of this episode. Running theme, I think you can say best served cold would be the running theme. You know? I'm talking about revenge, friends. Talking revenge. There was so much of it. Oh, and it was so good each time. Each time it was so good. So good. The show is so good. I just watched it again. I'm understandably fired up, as I'm sure many of you were when you got done watching it. Let's get into it. Get into it right meow. King's Landing is where we're starting. The build-up. The first 20 minutes of the episode was just this giant build-up. Did you get that impression? I sure did. Let's see. Cersei's trial is supposed to be held. Loras he just fesses up like a wiener. Like a total wiener. Doesn't even try to defend himself. Like, yeah, I'm guilty of being gay. Sorry for being born that way. Your gods are kind of dicks, by the way. Which is what he should have been saying. Right? He should have been condescending as shit and snarky and sarcastic. But no, he was just like, I devote myself to the god. But it was quickly a moot point because, well, we'll get to that. And then, Marjorie is the only one that notices. Now, I gotta give points to Marjorie for this one. That the Cersei is not showing up for her own trial. She understands the consequences of this and does not plan to suffer these consequences. I gotta give points to Marjorie for that one, even though I'm not a big Marjorie fan. Sorry, all you Marjorie fans out there, by the way. I'm sorry, because kaboom, no more Marjorie. Kaboom, no more Mace Tyrell. Kaboom, no more Loras. Kaboom, no more Kevin Lannister. Kaboom, no more Lancel. Kaboom, no more High Sparrow. Kaboom. Wait, oh, Maester Pycelle didn't get killed by the kaboom, but that's a whole different thing. Kaboom, no more Tommen. Also, not the explosion. But holy shit, the body count in the first 20 minutes of this show, this episode, is unprecedented. Right? How many major characters got killed at the Red Wedding? Let's compare these two events. Robb Stark, Catelyn Stark, and then a bunch of lords of the North, which no one can name off because no one remembers. There was Mormont, Glover, Kerwin, Manderley, whatever. I can't remember the first. Umber. What? No one really remembers them. It was Robb Stark, Catelyn Stark were the two big ones. Friggin' this event alone killed off 8 major characters. Jesus! You know, the big kaboom. I gotta say. Okay, first of all, the build up to the big kaboom was fucking amazing. Right? There was like, it was a 20-minute event. I swear there was like 10 minutes of just like music building as like Lancel Lannister was underground chasing that kid for whatever reason. Why the hell was he chasing that kid anyway? I don't know. I guess he just likes chasing kids or something. Listen, I'm not here to shame you for whatever your thing is, man. If you like chasing kids into dark sewers, whatever, you have fun with that, Lancel Lannister. Anyway, you decided to do that, got stabbed, then crawled his way to where the wildfire was. He was very close to being the second Lannister to save a lot of lives by canceling a wildfire event. First one being Jaime. Didn't quite make it though. All he had to do was crawl a little harder and do a little blow on the candles and he could have saved a lot of people. But no, too little too late. Yeah, holy shit. Cersei is now truly terrifying. And yeah, that event killed 6 people that I just mentioned. Maester Pycelle stabbed by kids, which I feel like that was all Qyburn's doing, right? Because if you remember, Qyburn used to be a Maester, but he got kicked out because he was doing weird experiments on people. Case in point, Frankenmountain. We'll get into him a little later. I feel like he really wanted this one, so he brought him down to his little place and had his little birds do all the stabbing. I'm guessing those were Varys' little birds that Qyburn took over, and he's just like, hey kids, want some candy? Here's some knives too. Let me show you how to stab people. And sure enough, man, it's just, I felt like that scene took a bit too long. Or maybe it just was long enough, the whole stabbing of Maester Pycelle. It felt like it'd take a long time. They had the camera zoomed in on the side of his face, like spurting up blood as he's getting stabbed by kids. It's like super disturbing, man. Just like, shit, what a way to go. Anyway, he did, and then Tommen goes out like a bitch and jumps out his window. Like, Jesus. So many people died in the first 20 minutes. And now Cersei is top dog. She's the queen now. So who else is going to take on the role? One fell swoop killed everybody. Damn, man. Just fucking nuts. Tell you the truth, when I first watched this, I had to pause the show and just get up and walk around and process what had just happened after that explosion. Seriously. I'm sure there's probably reactions to this on the internet by now. Are they going to call that an event now? You know how they call the Red Wedding the Red Wedding? Are they going to call this event? This has to be an event now. I'm sure after I upload this, everyone will be talking about it and calling it some sort of event, but whatever. Jesus! Also, I want to point out, is there going to be like a cover-up explanation for this? Because I feel like the people wouldn't really want to be behind Cersei if they knew she was responsible for blowing up the Sept of Baelor and killing, like, everybody. I feel like people of King's Landing might not be too cool with that. It's just maybe inciting a bit of revolution. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be some sort of cover-up plot. Maybe, like, get some information out there and get a scapegoat instead of, like, Cersei just taking on the queenship and all. Because, I mean, any smart person will ask the question, who benefits from this tragedy, right? And then immediately point the finger at Cersei. She needs to, like, get a scapegoat for this. Like, it was those Martell jerks from Dorne. Yeah, they're a bunch of assholes. Grr, we're gonna go to war with them, which is happening. That's gonna happen now because, yeah, Lady Olenna and has made a pact for all intents and purposes with the Martells. That's really weird because normally the Tyrells and the Martells hate each other, and for them to make an alliance is fucking nuts. Also, Varys shows up during that little meeting with Lady Olenna and the Sand Snakes, or what's her name? The one bitch that killed all the important people in Dorne. I can't remember her name. They make an alliance. Varys shows up saying fire and blood. If you've forgotten, those are the words of House Targaryen. So, one can only assume that Dany is gonna hook up with all this nonsense going on in Dorne and probably get them to join up with their cause. And, yeah, that's, like, the line. Another theme of the episode, other than best served cold, was lines being drawn. Right? That's the definite feel I'm getting from this. The lines of southern lords like houses Tyrell, Martell, Dany, and her crew, that's the line right there. And they're all probably going to be taking back King's Landing really soon. I mean, Cersei has the Iron Throne, right? Cersei has the Iron Throne. But how the shit is she going to hold it with all the shitstorm brewing up now? We'll get into that later. Okay. What else before we move on? Oh, I wrote this note down. It just says, torture motherfucker. Okay. Say what you want about Cersei, right? Say what you want. You had to feel for her when she was getting her revenge on that one lady. You know, the lady with the bell that was going, shame! Shame. Cold revenge, so sweet. The torture. Jesus, that was so ice cold, right? Freaking, yeah, the lady was like, oh, I'm glad I'm gonna die today. That's fun. I'm at peace with that. And so she's like, oh, no. No, 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 no. You're not gonna die today. You're not gonna die for a long time. No. And the line that really got me, the line that was just like nail in the coffin for me, just like rooting for Cersei. I'm not a huge Cersei fan. I respect her. I love her character. One of the most compelling characters. I don't know how I feel about her, but when she said this line right here, "Your gods have forsaken you. This is your god now." Shame. Shame. That was like a serious fist pump moment for me with Cersei. Cause damn, that is some cold-blooded shit to say to someone, man. Damn. We finally get to see Frankenmountain's face, right? Sort of. It was kind of shaded. And you didn't get a good look at it. I have a feeling you're not missing much, though. He's probably a little weird looking under that helmet. You know, whatever. But yeah, and say what you want about Cersei. Seriously compelling character. I am terrified of her. Who knows what she's capable of now, right? I have a feeling there's gonna be like this big Cersei versus Lady Olenna face-off right now, right? Because both these women have lost all their fam, which is what they were all about, right? The fam is all they live for. Now what they got to live for? Like, revenge and killing shit. They're just unhinged, man. Who even knows? Also, I'd like to point out that Lady Olenna had a chance to get in on Cersei's plan, right? Because in a previous episode, Cersei wanted an alliance with Lady Olenna, and Lady Olenna was like, fuck you, Cersei, I fucking hate you. Really, it was this obstinance on Lady Olenna's part that got her family killed, right? If she was on board with the Cersei plan, if she would have at least heard her out, she could have, like, made plans to get all the, Tyrells out of there, Mace, Loras, and Marjorie. She could have made plans to get them out, but because, you know, Lady Olenna's kind of a stubborn old goat, it didn't really work out that way. So now we got this line drawn. Who even knows where this is going? It's friggin' nuts. So nuts! That was the first 20 minutes. I feel like I've only talked like 13 minutes on the first 20 minutes of the episode. Friggin' nuts! Let's go to the Riverlands. Alright? Walder Frey is having a feast. Tickled Pink over getting Riverrun back. Yada, yada, yada. I love the little back and forth. Once again, Bronn is bringing the awesomeness. He's bringing the humor. Talking to Jaime about how all the ladies are eyeballing him. and he's like, those two are eyeballing you too. And Jaime's like, not my type. I love this little one-liner. Is Bronn to Jaime. Oh, what's the matter with them? They're not blonde enough for you, bro? You know what he's driving at there. You know what he's driving at. Pretty hilarious. Gotta love how Bronn can really put these Lannister boys in their place. He did that with Tyrion, too. Pretty hilarious. And then Bronn goes to go bang some bitches. Up top, Bronn. Way to go, buddy. And Walder Frey goes to sit by Jaime. Jaime proceeds to call him the fuck out. That was a great moment, right? He's like, listen, Frey, if we gotta come up here, us Lannister boys gotta come up here and get your shit back after you lose it, like Riverrun, why do we fucking need you? And then he just mic drop pieces out. That was good, man. That was good. I would be saying, man, that Walder Frey needs to get his shit together. But, too little too late because, surprise, motherfucker, Arya shows up. What? I just threw my pen. Because motherfucking Arya out of nowhere. What the shit? Let's break that down. Walder Frey eating some pie. Girl serving it's like, hey, your boys are here. What? Don't you see them? They're right here. Points to the pie, describes carving them up. Oh, and then takes off the mask. Holy shit, if you were not up and up out of your chair, couch, seat, whatever, throwing your hands up in the air. Like, fuck! I don't know what's wrong with you, because that was fucking nuts! Blindsided! Did not see that coming. Arya is back in the Riverlands. She's on a killing spree. Cold-blooded! Damn! Seriously, this episode has me so fired up, man. I should have taken a little break before recording this, because even talking about it again gets me fired up, because, damn! That seems so good. I love Arya. Man, who knows what Arya's gonna do now, man? She's gonna kill all the Freys, I'm feeling. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of Freys to kill, and if anybody's up for the job, it's Arya Stark. She got that cold-blooded assassin shit going on now. Maybe she'll meet up with the Hound again. The Hound's in the Riverlands. Okay, theory time. You know how there's sort of a correlation between the fate of all the Stark direwolves and the fate of these Starks that own the direwolves, right? Like, Robb Stark's direwolf got killed, so did Robb Stark. Sansa's direwolf got, like, captured and murdered by political assholiness, and maybe that's the same fate with Sansa. I don't know, she kind of suffered the same fate. She wasn't killed, but she got fucked up by politics and shit. Ghost? Well, his name Ghost. And Jon kind of became a ghost for a while. You forgot about that whole thing. He got killed at the beginning of the season. Bran's dog's name is Summer? Okay, maybe the theory's it's kind of a loose theory, but whatever. Anyway, let's get to Arya's dog, Nymeria. She just cut that dog loose till it bounced. For all we know, that wolf is still in the Riverlands somewhere. In the books, they talk about how there's rising wolf attacks in the Riverlands. Like, there's this whole huge-ass pack of wolves led by this giant-ass direwolf. They don't say who it is. I mean, how many direwolves are you going to see that far south, right? It's got to be Arya's wolf. So if the theory holds true that sort of the fate of the Stark direwolves is tied to the fate of the actual Starks themselves, I'm feeling maybe Arya starts her own band of badass assassins. Maybe she starts a chapter of the Dark Brotherhood. Shit, that'd be so cool. Maybe she, like, I don't know, offs Beric Dondarrion or something, becomes a, like, lord of the, or lady of the Brotherhood Without Banners or something. I don't know, wouldn't that be some crazy shit? Because that's a whole army. That's a whole thing going on. I'd like to see Arya taking control of that shit. That'd be cool. Anyway, I don't know, just theory. Oh, I have to look very close at my notes. We're moving on, by the way. I have this very, very small note at the bottom of my page, and looking at it, I have to really squint my eyes to look at it because it's so small. Sam and Gilly make it Old Town. Now, normally I talk about this, but because Sam is one of my favorite characters. I love Sam. But everything else that happened in this episode is just so much bigger than Sam's shit. Right? Sam makes it Old Town. Big deal. Okay, good job. All this other shit's going on. This completely overshadowed you, but, you know, good job. Good job, Sam. Proud of you. You finally made it. In this season, which has been just dominated by everyone fast traveling everywhere, Sam is still going at old Game of Thrones speed, where it takes him years to get from Horn Hill. That's what it is. Horn Hill to Old Town, which, by the way, is not very far away from each other. Horn Hill and Old Town are not very far away from each other. It takes Sam and Gilly forever to get there from point A to point B, though. And at the same time, Varys is traveling from Dorne, from Marine to Dorne to Dorne to Marine, like, instantly. But whatever. Anyway, we're done talking about Sam, because that was such a minor thing. It's not even worth talking about. Winterfell. Let's go to Winterfell. It's officially winter. The White Crow came from the Citadel, which means it's officially winter. Turns out Ned Stark was right. Winter did come. Good job, Ned Stark. He called that one. Melisandre, the Red Woman, is banished from the land because Davos called her the fuck out. for being a child murdering bitch. And he's not wrong. He's pretty mad. We've never really seen this side of Davos, his like straight up just raging, pissed off side. He's usually so cool and collected, man. He usually keeps his shit together, but he genuinely lost his shit when calling out Melisandre, right? Because, well, I don't blame him. Because fucking murdered Shireen. I was so pissed about that. I don't blame him, man. That episode just killed me inside. And he straight up called the Lord of Light evil. Yeah, and he's not wrong. Like, if a god demands that you kill a child, an innocent child, and Shireen was just... I don't even like bringing it up. It feels like picking at an old wound. Shireen was just like a darling, fun kid, right? She didn't do anything wrong, and Melisandre burnt her at the stake. It's fucked up. But yeah, Melisandre tries to justify it with his after-the-fact fucking logic, and it's just not going over, man. Yeah, I mean, it may have worked with Stannis. That shit may have worked, or any subscriber to the Lord of Light, right? Not Jon motherfucking Snow. No, it's not happening, right? He's Ned's kid. Ned, honestly, I thought Melisandre got off easy for this. Jon just told her, go south, don't come back, fuck you. He didn't do fuck you, but whatever. If it were Ned in that situation, Ned Stark would have just straight up murdered Melisandre, right? Because that's like the honorable, just thing to do and shit, and that's what Ned Stark was all about. Yeah, so that's why I think Melisandre kind of got off easy in that situation. I don't know. Anyway, I don't think that's the last we're going to be seeing of Melisandre. She's too big of a character, and as mentioned before, a lot of characters are dead now, so I think they really have to, like, hold on to the characters they still have in this series, because a lot of them are dead. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, anyway, that's that. She's gone. I'm glad that Sansa finally apologized to Jon about not telling him about the Knights of the Vale. Yeah, it's about... an apology's nice. Freaking knowing about it would have been a lot better. But, you know, whatever. Sansa will do what Sansa will do. At this point, I don't even care. It's just like... she's gonna be dumb. She's pretty much irredeemable in my eyes now. She'd have to pull some major shit for me to start liking Sansa again. Like, the whole having Ramsay Bolton eaten by dogs thing, that was cool. Alright, I'll give Sansa points for that, but just like the track record, the overall track record for Sansa is just like, you know, whatever. Fuck you, Sansa. Anyway, let's see. Littlefinger meets up with Sansa by the weirwood tree, and pretty much admits that he loves Sansa and wants the Iron Throne. Makes it clear. I think we all knew that was Littlefinger's endgame, but I guess it's good to hear it heard out loud, I suppose. Whatever. So, once again, with the theme of lines being drawn, we sort of see what's going on in the north now, right? Littlefinger wants the Iron Throne. He's going to utilize the Starks and all that shit to try to get it. And, holy shit, okay. Like, I just want to bring this up real quick. The whole series is called A Song of Ice and Fire, right? And we've been talking about lines being drawn throughout this episode, right? Do you see where I'm going with this? Song of Ice and Fire. Dany bringing blood and fire from the south. Lines being drawn. Dorne, Martells and Tyrells are teaming up on House Targaryen. They're probably marching north. They're representing fire. Littlefinger, Starks, and it's looking like Knights of the Vale, yeah. They're all representing the north. Ice. You see where this is going? I feel like these two are going to butt heads pretty soon. And I guess the big question would be like, okay, if they're going to butt heads, how the fuck they going to take out a dragon? Now, friends, I'd like to remind you of this little point. How is it possible to take out a dragon, right? Maybe you could use another dragon to take one out. I'm not saying there's going to be new dragons introduced. What I am saying, though, is that there is a precedent of the Starks being able to take control of animals. Warging? See where I'm going with this? And if anybody's capable of warging into a dragon, is it not Bran? Yeah, Bran, the kid that was in this episode. He finally made it back to the wall, by the way. So if there's lines being drawn between the North and the South, Dany, House Targaryen versus House Stark, they're gonna warg into a motherfucking dragon. It's gonna be dragon on dragon violence, brother. That's just nuts, right? If anybody's gonna take on these dragons, if anyone's gonna stand a chance, it's House Stark. Crazy, right? Crazy to think about. Anyway, now that we're on Bran, he made it back to the wall. Made it through the ice and snow with Benjen Stark. But Benjen must leave them because, well, Benjen's kind of like almost a White Walker or something. I'm not completely sure what his deal is. He's like almost a White Walker, but he still has his humanity, kind of. But he has enough magic crap in his body so that he can't go past the wall. And that's why he has to bounce and leave them. By the way, I want a side series. I think I've mentioned this in a previous episode. I want a side series of the adventures of Benjen Stark up north. He's got to be getting into so much shit up north, right? That's like the okay, like any... If you've ever watched like Kung Fu or any like Kung Fu film or like Old West movie where it's just like a lone badass wandering into town, I'm getting the same vibe from Benjen Stark. I want a side series on Benjen Stark where he just rolls around the north like killing these badass White Walkers or something, taking the war to them on the front lines. It sort of reminds me of no, some of you people might not be into this reference I'm about to make. It reminds me of the anime Bleach, though. There's this part of Bleach where, if you're unfamiliar with the series, it's all about... I'm gonna summarize it. It's like heaven and hell kind of deal. And, like, the forces of... They call it the Soul Society, and, what the fuck is it called? Hecumundo or something? It's basically heaven and hell. But, like, occasionally, you know, these hell demon things called hollows will invade the Soul Society, and they have to fight him back. But this whole scene reminds me of, this whole Benjen situation reminds me of this one dude that was, like, defending the Soul Society from these hollows, and they, like, jump back into a portal and go back to hell because they were beaten back, and they follow him back into hell, and then all these people subsequently get killed by these demons, except this one dude, right, who manages to survive, but he's stuck in hell. And he has to, like, hold the line. He's on the front motherfucking lines, fighting demons, like, every day. And he's just like this lone badass in this hellish nightmare landscape. That's what Benjen Stark reminds me of. The lone badass in the nightmare hellscape that is Beyond the Wall. And he's keeping it real. That's fucking cool, man. Seriously, I would love to know more about Benjen Stark. But who knows? Who knows? Anyway, I've gone off on that way too much. Bran touches the weirwood tree, and we are sent back to the scene in the Tower of Joy. And this was the grand revelation that everyone's known about for a long time. Well, most people have known about this. They didn't say it outright, but people that have heard the theory pretty much know what was going on. Ned goes to the Tower of Joy in the flashback, sees Lyanna Stark dying in bed, presumably of childbirth. I don't know, maybe she had the kid and got stabbed or something. I don't know. Presumably of childbirth, though. And then whispers something to Ned. And then the close-up of the baby's face. And then the next scene, the jump cut, Jon Snow's face. Right? I think the theory is freaking confirmed now. If you're still speculative, I mean, come on. Come on, man. Anyway, Jon Snow is pretty much confirmed the son of Lyanna Stark and the one Targaryen dude. What's his name again? I can't fucking remember his name. Rhaegar. It took me a second. I'm sorry. Rhaegar Targaryen and Lyanna Stark pretty much confirmed. So Jon Snow, part Targaryen. Jon Snow, what even is his last name anymore, man? It's Jon Snow, he could be Jon Targaryen, he could be Jon Stark, who even knows? Anyway, like I was saying, the whole jump cut from Baby Jon, the grown-up Jon, goes to the scene where all the Lords of the North are talking about what the shit to do with the wildlings, whatever. It's pretty much overdone quick. He's like, yo, you fought together, quit being pissy about, you know, them being from up north, man. Because you know what? The real fight's coming. It's going to be the White Walkers, jerks. Anyway. And then the Mormont kid. Love this Mormont kid. I forget her first name. But the Mormont kid, the little girl, super badass. Who doesn't love this kid? Starts calling the Lords out. So awesome. I love this kid. What was she kept saying? Oh, refused the call. Lord Mandalay, you refused the call. Kerwin, you refused the call. Glover, you refused the call. Just called them all the fuck out. And then she was the first to say it. King of the North. Yes! After she said it, I was like waiting for somebody to yell it. Because that's like one of my favorite lines in Game of Thrones ever. I was just waiting in anticipation. Just on the edge of my seat for someone to yell it. King of the North! I love that shit. And everyone is now backing Jon Snow as King of the North! So good. Seriously fist pumping that. So many fist pump moments in this episode. That was definitely one of them. Jesus. Okay, anyway, where the fuck am I at now? Meereen. Have we talked about Meereen yet? We haven't really talked about Meereen yet. Oh, yeah. Okay. The whole Meereen situation starts with Daario getting dumped. You know, I haven't been a huge fan of Daario, mainly because I'm insanely jealous of him. Is like he's a good guy and all. I like him, but I don't like him because I'm insanely jealous because he bangs Daenerys, and it's just like sort of this primal hatred of him. Because of that, it's very base for me to not like him. He's actually a pretty good guy, but I'm just insanely jealous that he's banging Daenerys. And she's like my own wannabe fake girlfriend, but whatever. I mean, fellas, come on, you gotta be with me on this one. If you didn't feel like a twinge of jealousy towards Daario Naharis, then I don't know what's your problem then. Anyway, he gets dumped, and I genuinely feel bad for the guy at this scene, man. He drops the L-bomb, man. He drops the motherfucking love bomb. And then he's like, sorry, it's politics, bitch. It's like, damn. Poor guy. You know, we'll probably see him again, I'm sure. I'm sure Meereen's gonna have problems up ahead. And who's running Meereen now? I guess it is Daario. He's like King of Meereen now. Huh. Anyway, yeah. I don't know who else would do it. Because, everyone else important in Meereen is on Dany's boats. As they showed in, like, the, sort of last scenes of the episode. Is Dany sailing towards Westeros with all her crew, minus Daario. So, yeah, Daario is King of Meereen now. Maybe that is the last we'll see of Daario. I don't know. Who knows? But, following the whole Daario getting dumped scene, I love this scene with Tyrion and, Daenerys. Tyrion is just, like, really bad at consoling people. You know what? I feel for you, Tyrion. I feel for you. I'm in that boat with you. As a person who was terrible at consoling people, I've really stopped trying at this point. I really feel for Tyrion, because sometimes there are genuine moments where you want to console people, but you're just such a cynic and an asshole that you can't. Like, I felt Tyrion was very relatable in that instance. I mean, he's a very relatable character, for the most part. But, yeah, he was very relatable in this situation. And following that, there was the genuine empathetic moment. You know, the when Dany went to Tyrion and was like, I had something made for you. Aww. Was there not like a universal aww there? And then gives him the badge. Hand of the Queen. Good job, Tyrion. You got your old job back. Yeah. New boss, same job. That's cool. So happy for Tyrion this episode. So happy for that guy. I'm glad things are on the up and up for him. But still, at the same time, okay. I think we recapped the episode for the most part. Yeah, it's like Tyrion, lines have been drawn. Tyrion and the whole Dany crew are up in the south. And they're presumably going to take back the Seven Kingdoms. It just feels like there's going to be a whole butting heads deal with the Targaryens and the Starks now. Song of Ice and Fire, as we mentioned before. And really the only one that can stand a chance against House Targaryen would be the Starks, because they can warg into dragons. I mean, how else are you going to take out a fucking dragon? But there's still the problem with the White Walkers, man. We still don't know anything about them. What's going on? So, what's happening next season? Speculation time? I think it's speculation time. Well, as far as King's Landing goes, Cersei may hold the Iron Throne. There's no way she's keeping it, though. There's no way she can defend it. There's too much shit at the door. I mean, what does she have? She has the Lannister army. And she has Franken Mountain. What the fuck is that gonna do against the Dothraki horde and dragons? Right? And up north, you know, the Starks have the wildlings. I don't know if they're gonna march south. Honestly, I think that'd be a dumb idea. They could. Who knows? But, I mean, I think if we were going to do this with a tactician's mind, right? They'd be like, okay, we're king of the north. Jon Snow, king of the north. Let's just secede from the kingdoms. Just be king of the north, man. Fuck those southerners. We'll go down, take back Moat Cailin. Do they have Moat Cailin? I'm not sure if they have Moat Cailin at the moment now. Is it still held by Ironborn? I don't think so. Anyway, they just take Moat Cailin. That's where the neck is. They can hold the neck, and the Crannog men are still on the side of the Starks. So they're holding down the marshes right there, right? And Mira's... I imagine Mira and Bran are going to make it down to Winterfell eventually. So, yeah, the Crannog men are on their side. If the Starks just hold that, they can probably hold back anything that comes at them from the south. Right? It's the north, which is the big what if. Right? If the White Walkers make it past the wall, this whole butting heads between Stark and Targaryens is not going to happen. Right? If that happens, the Starks are done. Unless they, like, form an alliance. And, like, go all Lord of the Rings style with it. Like, we got to kill these White Walkers, so let's join together. The realms of men must join together to defeat this force of doom and gloom. All that jazz. So, I don't know what's going to happen there. If the White Walkers aren't a thing, which who fucking knows at this point, I think it's got to be Arya that's on the front lines. Yeah. Arya Stark's going to have to be the one that's fighting for House Stark. Often bitches for the Starks. Yeah. Because, I don't know. Maybe I really want her to get some kind of army going. Right? Or some sort of force going. I mean, she's already a one-person force. Nobody is safe with Arya around, right? She could kill anybody. Like, I would say Cersei's probably next, but the prophecy says that Cersei's going to get killed by her little brother, which it could be Jaime, it could be Tyrion. You don't really know at this point. I mean, Cersei's on the road to being fucking crazy. She kind of has King's Landing hostage at this point, right? Because she just blew up the Sept of Baelor. And who knows what other wildfire she has stored away under the city. This whole city is being held hostage by her. She's really ruling them with fear right now. It's crazy shit. But, yeah. Other than that, I mean, she can hold down King's Landing. What the fuck else is she gonna hold down? I think she's gonna blow it up. Yeah, I think Cersei's, like, Dany's armies are gonna come knocking. And she's gonna blow up King's Landing. Because fuck it. What does she got to lose? She ain't got nothing to lose. So, that's my prediction anyway. Anything else? I don't know. It's like, who knows where we go from here? Right? Who knows? I think the big what if for me is what's going on in the Riverlands. I think that's going to be a big thing next season. Is what's going on in the Riverlands. Because there's still a bunch of what ifs over there. Right, that's going to be like the battlegrounds, if there's going to be battles. and shit's gonna get nuts there if Arya starts getting a force together. I don't know. It's hard to say. So much shit, man. Just so much shit to compute after this episode. Anyway, I think I'm done. Hey, thanks guys for watching these series. I love doing these. These are like one of my favorite recordings to do for the once a year Game of Thrones recap episodes. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed watching the Warband, I know I've been just showing videos of Warband while just talking, doing the pre-commentary, talking over gameplay of Warband. But if you like the Warband, you know, I know in the past people have enjoyed the Warband series that I did before, but if you enjoy it, say something, and I might continue making a new series. I don't know. I'm kind of playing with the idea. I'm gonna get the latest version of the classic Clash of Kings mod. Who knows what version they're up to now? I didn't even check. Last I checked, it was like 2.12 or something. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, if you enjoyed the Warband series, say something. I might get it going on again. I don't know. Because it is a very fun game. I do enjoy this game quite a bit. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. And, I guess we'll be talking Game of Thrones in a year. Oh, I can't wait a year. It's too long. Anyway. Letters.